Meet me. Welcome back, boys. Now, with all those crazy Awaken updates coming up, a lot of you newer and middle tier players are probably wondering, what am I going to do with all these crazy banners, or more specifically, the custom banners? If you haven't seen the Awakening video, go check it out. But basically, over the next few months, you're going to have custom group banners where you can basically summon for whatever you want for both RGBs and supposedly MLs. So let's just get right into it. So we're going to start with RGB heroes, excuse me, and then we're going to get into the ML heroes. And remember, for the MLs, they do have set banners, but they're also going to have like these custom banners so you could pick other heroes in between. So for the RGB heroes, one thing that I was trying to write down the heroes that I think you should get. The vast majority of heroes in this game are very outdated. And another caveat to this is I'm releasing this early. You have to keep in mind that they're going to use this time to try to balance a lot of these units, primarily with exclusive equipments. Like, for example, I don't remember all of them, but I know Elena's getting a really good one. So if they come out with really good exclusive equipment, that could be game changers and adjust this list. Also, keep in mind, I'm not going to mention certain heroes that are extremely good, like Rimuru, Rem, Emilia, because they said that they would not let you select heroes that have not been out for either at least 6 months, or for the limiteds, they had to have one rerun in the past. So unfortunately, heroes like Hwayoung, Rimuru, Emilia, I'm not going to mention them. It's not because they're not good, it's because you can't select them, all right? All right, so let's get started. So for PvE, I highlighted 2 heroes. Now, these are heroes where if you're trying to progress in the game, you might want them, but for PvP, they're pretty much straight garbo. And those 2 heroes are, first of all, Tamarin. She's just unbelievable in PvE, guys. So if you haven't beaten Abyss, you need this hero. If you're stuck on Abyss and you can't figure out how to beat it and you don't have Tamarin, just slotting Tamarin in there is probably going to make it easy mode. She's probably in at least 80% of all the Abyss teams, so you can't really go wrong with getting this hero. She's nothing in PvP, but if you haven't beaten PvE, this is a solution to all your problems. The other one that isn't nearly as important but does help is Dizzy. There are a lot of Abyss floors that she trivializes, but to be honest, guys, I'd be a little iffy about this one. First of all, it's the Guilty Gear banner now, so you could get it without those custom summons. But the thing is, I did those Abyss floors a really long time ago where this was very helpful. There's probably decent analogs now, and a lot of the newer content, like I forget what they call it, like the admin side stories or whatever, they specifically have mechanics in place to make sure you can't use Dizzy, because that's how busted she was in PvE. But in terms of PvE, I think those are the only 2 heroes I would think about. Dizzy, a maybe. Tamarin, a definitely. If you don't have Tamarin, don't feel bad. You're not going to be able to use her in RTA, but she'll elevate your PvE presence so much, you might as well take her. So now let's get into PvP heroes. So hopefully I didn't miss any. Actually, I just missed one now. I just noticed one. We're going to go through the heroes that you might want to consider taking, and we're going to kind of describe them real quick. If I don't talk about them, you know what? Let's just go one by one so I absolutely don't miss it. No, can't get, no. Used to be really good, but she's outdated. So unless they make some new EE again, probably not usable. No. Charlotte, yes. Charlotte is very good she's not like a pick you can just blast into every draft, but if they go a lot of grass units or they're trying to hide like a Landy and a Stenny, like if they double pick Landy, Stenny, Charlotte is a very good go-to option, so she is useful. Ilanav, she's not horrible, but very rarely seen, so no. Lilius, very outdated, no. Haste, trash, no. Kayron, poor Kayron, no. Bomb Kana, no. Elfelt. Some people, I mean, she's going to be on the Guilty Gear banner, right? But some people think she's okay, but she's very rarely seen. So I would lean towards no. I don't think you can get this. If you can and you like cleaving, definitely worth it. I don't have her built. No. Cowrick, you got to be pretty serious about RTA to invest in this, but at the higher echelons of RTA, he is pretty good. But if you're trying to build up a roster, probably not what you need right away. So he's a maybe. Melissa, I'd say no. I've never seen her. Milam, I don't think you could get her, but she's okay. Politis is a yes. If you want to get into competitive RTA, this is something you want to have in your toolkit. You may not draft her all the time, but against a lot of teams, she's a must ban. Very good thing to have in your toolkit. Tenebria, some people like trolling with her, but overall, no. Absolutely not. No. For PvP, no. Shu, no. Luna, she got a little bit better, but still, I mean, I don't even think she's really that good against fire. I was going to say maybe you could use her as a Huayang counter, but I'd lean towards no. And also, everyone loves Luna, so they run her all the time, so I wouldn't worry about it. No. Sigrid. I should put her in a PvE column. If you want a really solid Wyvern team, Sigrid's pretty good. But honestly, a lot of people are running one-shots with Rem now, so you have two options. But if you don't have either, you can consider Sigrid. But honestly, if you're not trying to, if you're not a whale, it doesn't really matter to have a one-shot team. I know everyone wants a one-shot, but if you're not buying energy, you probably don't need a one-shot team outside of hunt events. So it's up to you, but Sigurd is very good at that. Crow, a lot of people think he's outdated, and he is. He's nowhere near as strong as he used to be. I still think he's a very good part of any PvP kit, so I'm going to say a yes to him. He actually was just run recently. But in Guild Wars, I still use him all the time, like literally all the time. And even in RTA, I think he's solid into a lot of drafts. Near the end of last season, I used him a lot because I didn't know how to deal with Huayang. He did okay against that. Not great, to be honest, but I still think he has his place. No, Kisei is a maybe. She would have been a yes a long time ago. It's just, she does pretty good in her role, but it's very hard to keep her alive. So a maybe there. This would be a yes, but not available. This would be a yes, but probably not available. I'm not sure about him. No. Cerise, I'd take her. I'm going to give her a yes. In PvP, she's not used much anymore, to be honest, but she's very good in PvE as well, and decent in PvP. So I'm going to say, like, between maybe and yes. Flan, if you cleave, she's a must-have. If you don't cleave, she's irrelevant. So either a hard yes or a hard no here. Sisa SB, I think she always has her place, and she's so good at Wyvern. I mean, just take her. I guess you could also argue that she's a PvE hero, but I still consider more a PvP hero, but she's very, very good. Yuna, I mean, you get her for free, I think, from one of the side sources, so it doesn't matter. Dizzy, we talked about. Ida, Cleavers, yes. Everyone else, no. Fairy Tale Tenebria, she used to be so strong, but I think she's very outdated now. So unless they give her some kind of EE, I'd probably lean towards no, especially for bookmark starved. No, you could get this otherwise, and no one knows what he does. Diane, I love Diane. She's probably my favorite hero in the game, but she's outdated. Elena, I would have said no, but I remember the new EE where she has that self-cleanse. I think it's going to actually help her stock a lot, so I'm going to give her a maybe. I really should have read up on the other. I think there were like 3 other EEs there. Elena's was the only one that looked really good to me at the time, but to be honest, I don't remember what the other ones were, so the other ones might have been good as well. Amelia won't be available, but she would be a yes. Hard no. Hard no. Hard no. Won't be available, but godly. No. I mean, decent against Violet, but Violet's kind of trash now because of Huayang, so no, no. Some people like using Mort, but still I'd say no. Senya's okay into certain drafts. I'll give her a maybe, but leaning towards no. No. Maybe leaning towards yes with her buffs. She's a lot better, but she's still a niche hero. You're not going to be able to draft her into much, but when she does, it might scare the crap out of them. Revalen, garbage can, no. Vildred, Cleavers, kind of yes, but everyone else no. The real thing about Vildred is his speed imprint, so if you can't like triple S him, I mean, you can still use him in Cleave, but most of his benefit comes from that massive speed imprint. Violet, I would still lean towards yes. He's really good in the Ancient Inheritance too. I think he's like one of the best Ancient Inheritance heroes. I would say yes. And in PvP, I still think he has a place. But yeah, Huayang kind of dumpstered him pretty hard. No. PvE is okay, but not worth it to pull just for PvE. No. Landy, yes, you need Landy. Landy's still very good. PvP, PvE, a good thing to have. Not as strong in PvP as she used to be, but I still saw her a decent amount. Pavel, kind of outdated. Used to be one of my favorite heroes, but like AOL and all these super fast heroes kind of neutered him. And all these counters too, although his S2 is not counterable. Low, maybe, leaning towards no. Basar used to be broken, just outdated, no. Definite no, no. Good Banshee hero, but overall Banshee's easy, no. No, no. PvP, yes. With all the extra attack mechanics in the game, a very good thing to have in your PvP toolkit. All right, MLs. I have this thing open on my other screen, so let me see here. So in terms of MLs, I'll put it up on the screen from the Awaken video. We have Mediator Cowrick first, then Sageball, A Tywin, Briarwitch, then Maid Chloe, ML Ken, Blood Moon Haste, then Dark Corvus, Last Rider Crow, Top Model Luluka, then Opsig, Archdemon Shadow, Delibet, and then the new ML. Out of those, Mediator Cowrick is a must-have. And then I would say Archdemon, Delibet, Opsig, and Maid are next tier. And then Sageball, A Tywin, Briarwitch, LR Crow are good heroes, but outdated and out of the meta. And then I would say absolutely do not take Dark Corvus, Top Model Luluka, Blood Moon Haste, or ML Ken. Now, as MLs, even the heroes I'm recommending you not take are pretty good into certain drafts and have their place, but it's not going to be enough to be worth your precious mystics, especially if you're trying to save them. In terms of the custom mystics, where you can select whatever you want, I would highly suggest these heroes. And again, as ML5s, you can't really go wrong. If there's one where you really love the artwork or whatever, feel free to take them. But if you want to get a lot of use out of them in PvP, I would say that the ones you really want, and my apologies if these end up not being available, I'm not sure if Conquer Lilius will be, you're going to absolutely want Conquer Lilius. You're going to absolutely want Belian. You're going to absolutely want Apocalypse Ravi. FCC is not as popular as she used to be, but she's still she's still good. No one could say she's bad. S10, if you, for whatever reason, didn't take her from your Moonlight Blessing, take S10. So those are the must-haves. In terms of second tiers that aren't being rerun manually, I would say Strays is pretty good, especially for building one-shot teams and an RTA. Solitaria got better. I don't know if she's worth it, though. LQC is pretty solid into specific drafts, and same with Lionheart Sermia. And the rest can still be okay. Like Spear Eye Celine is okay into very specific drafts. Closet Charles is decent into specific drafts, especially as like a physical cleave. But overall, I would say if you're starved on resources, you definitely want to prioritize Med Cowrick, A Ravi, Belian, C Lilius, basically the super busted ones, right? Because if you want to compete, just get the super busted heroes, and that will behoove you. So anyways, I think we covered all the things that you would want. Again, this may change because, they're not releasing new MLs until July for a reason. They want to try and balance it. Who knows if they'll succeed? To be honest, I don't have that much faith right now, but I hope that they succeed. And based on how they do it with EEs or whatever it is, this list might change dramatically. And if it does, I'll do a follow-up video. But I think this is a good starting point. Now, it's very possible I forgot something, so if I did, feel free to put it in the comments section. If I agree with it, I'll heart it, I'll like it, whatever to push it to the top so everyone sees. So if you're watching this video, check out the comment section. If I screwed something up and you guys correct me, I'm all good with that. It's whatever it takes to help you guys. So anyways, thanks for watching. When these summons do come up, best of luck to you. Until next time, peace out, boys.